Yo, what's up, peeps? T-Money here, Tuesday afternoon. So I wanted to do something a little bit differently. First of all, I want to give a shout out to a YouTuber that I've been watching the last few weeks or so. Not for very long, but his name is theHORRORman, and he apparently was around 5 or so years ago, and he's more recently made his return to YouTube. And I've been watching his videos, and I really enjoy what I've seen. And he actually gave me a very good idea. He's like a collector, horror collector, just like me and so many of us, and he's got a great collection so far as what I can see, what he's shown. And he actually gave me a really good idea, because I've been kind of looking for things to do in my videos more recently other than just unboxings and the occasional reviews for body bags and stuff like that. I'm looking for something different. And I really like his segments that he's been doing, I guess, new videos or whatever, where he showcases some gems, some rare, obscure items from his collection. And so I kind of want to jump on board with that sort of thing. I haven't really come up with what I'm going to call this series or whatever, but just you know, in an effort to do something different, to bring something new to the table. Of course, I have a lot of shit in my collection, been collecting for years, so you know, I think it'd be fun to do this. So when I know what I'm going to do for right now until I run out of gems, I'm going to start off by showing you guys spotlights on, say, 5 or 6 DVDs that are rare, obscure, out of print in my collection, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. I mean, they're not all going to be fun and interesting stories, but some background behind them, how I got them, and I guess, you know, what they mean to me in my collection or whatever. So let's get right in this, and then after, as time goes on and I run out of DVDs to show you guys, I'll start moving into the rare DVD, or I mean Blu-rays, to showcase and show you. So I've selected 5 movies tonight, and you'll see, if you guys watch the theHORRORman's page, you'll see that in this particular video there are some similarities. I'm going to show you some movies, some rare, obscure titles that he showed in his, because they're rare. I own them as well. So yeah, and it's ever changing, you know, as things, of course, as things get Blu-ray releases, you know, they lose their value. So movies that I have, like Tales from the Hood, and, you know, there are so many, The Mutilator, rare titles, you know, but still I'm gonna, even though some of those have come out and they've lost their value, I'm still gonna show you them in certain cases, just because for a very long time they were very hard to obtain. And, you know, they still have that special place, you know, some special story where I tracked them down. I paid an arm and a leg on eBay. So if they're, like, you know, titles that took me a long time to obtain, then I'm going to talk about them. Tonight, I got 5 titles. None of these that I'm going to show you, with the exception of one, I think has a Blu-ray release as of right now. But it's still rare and obscure, and theHORRORman actually showed it. And I think his last update. So shout out to you, buddy. Thank you for being a cool ass YouTuber and for returning to YouTube, because I wasn't around in 2010. And I'd also like to shout out Andrew Ballina, because Andrew Ballina posted a new collection update video not too long ago, and he actually mentioned and shot out theHORRORman. Yo, will you let Pipsy in? So without that video, without knowing that shout out, she's at the door, I wouldn't have known to check him out. So thank you, Andrew, for turning me on to a cool YouTuber. And thank you, theHORRORman, if you ever do catch my videos, for giving me the idea to do this spin-off series. Something new, and I need that. So like I said, I figure I have quite a collection to show, so I might as well start showcasing some of these rarer titles that I've obtained over the years. So let's get right in this. So first up, I'm just going to show you this one, because theHORRORman showed it in his. This is Dead Alive, and this is actually the unrated Lionsgate edition. Now, in theHORRORman's video, oops, sorry, that was my cat. She jumped up on the table, so it's bobbling. But in theHORRORman's video, he showed this as well. Now, you'll notice in his video, he showed 2 editions of this DVD. I actually do own the Blu-ray as well. I should have grabbed that for this update. Sorry about that, dudes. I'm back. I decided that I wanted to grab this edition as well. I figure I might as well. If I'm showing you this, I'm going to show you this. So I do have the Blu-ray, and actually, the reason why I wanted to show you guys the Blu-ray is because there's a very interesting story about this one. I won this Blu-ray on an auction. Michael Felcher of Red Shirt Pictures, many of you guys may know him. If you know anything about supplemental features, I've mentioned him before, you know that Michael Felcher and Red Shirt Pictures, his company, are very huge in that business. And so many of the titles that we know and love and releases, I mean, he's done everything from worked with Anchor Bay to Scream Factory to Arrow. Name all the bigs, he's done them. He's worked with them. He's provided features for them, for those releases. So anyway, he was holding a auction not even too long ago. It's probably like 4 months ago now, 5 months ago, where for Humane Society for Cats or some sort of thing, for a place that he volunteers for. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but anyway, so it was all the charity, all of the money that he earned from this auction was going to support that charity that he works for. So I was happy to contribute to that, and then I also won myself Dead Alive. And actually, Sean Clark, who you guys may know from Horror's Hollow Ground, he did a lot of the Horror's Hollow Ground when Scream Factory, more so in the inception, he provided the Horror's Hollow Ground supplemental feature for a lot of releases that Scream Factory put out. Anyway, I ended up getting in a bidding war with Sean Clark over this item because he really wanted it as well. I won. I paid a lot, though. Don't really want to go into how much I paid for it, but I paid a lot. But actually, theHORRORman mentioned that this was going for 129 bucks right now on eBay, lowest price. Let's just say I paid a lot less than that for this, but still a lot. So, yeah. So really happy to have this, and all the more valuable to me in that I love animals. You know, I have a cat right here. She's actually right at my foot right now. You guys know Pipsy from my previous videos, of course. So yeah, anyway, I was happy to support that fund and or charity, and also win myself Dead Alive Blu-ray, which is awesome. It's the uncut Lionsgate edition. So I did want to show you guys this as well. This is the DVD, Dead Alive. Now, theHORRORman showed this off in his video as well. And while I don't own the actual case, because, okay, so when I was in college, it would have been 2004 to 2009, I picked this up, I don't even remember where, maybe at an Ed McKays, I want to say, in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's a used book movie store, pretty well-known, small little chain called Ed McKays. I think that's where I picked it up, but somewhere along the line I lost the DVD case, because at one point I thought it was cool to switch. I wanted to switch all my DVDs into vinyl, or into cases. So I was putting all my DVDs and my Blu-rays when I wasn't like a hardcore film collector. I put all my DVDs and CDs into a binder where I, you know, the little slips, and come to find out that scratches the shit out of discs. So anyway, somewhere along the line where when I moved from Greensboro, North Carolina, when I graduated school, back to Vermont, I lost the case for it, but I wanted to show you. I kind of made a custom Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Now, I don't know if there ever was an insert for this release. Unfortunately, I don't have one. But so there's the one release that I had that didn't have the it was, you know, that clear style that didn't have the case, and then I also have this edition as well. And this edition I actually got. Where did I get this? I want to say I got this. Oh boy, I don't know. Either on eBay, because for a while I lost this, and then I found it. I dug up the old case that I had put it in, and yeah, this disc unfortunately has gotten a little bit of wear over the years from sitting in that case that it was in. But whatever, it still plays fine, and it's just sentimental value. I'm never going to get rid of it. But then I have the Lionsgate with the disc art, the plain Jane disc art there. So I do have both versions that theHORRORman showed, but I only have the one case, the unrated Lionsgate case, and I'm pretty sure they were both put out by Lionsgate. This one says MCM Wingnut Films Limited, so maybe not. And then, but this is the Lionsgate film, so I have both. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that one. Obviously, a huge fan of the film. And so I'm happy to say that I owned, did I just say that? I own all 3 editions of that, so very cool. Next up, we have a film that goes for a lot of money. Now, this is a cool story because whoa, got all up close and personal there. So, this movie I saw, for the life of me, I can't remember what film I was watching, but I can tell you that this movie, Superstition, it might have been Reanimator, but I don't think so. It was a preview, it was a trailer for a movie that I was watching, an Anchor Bay release. This movie came on, the trailer for this Superstition film, and it just looked so fun. The special effects, it just looked like, and the cutting. I just remember loving the trailer, so I instantly went out and bought this. Of course, at the time, I probably paid 25 bucks for it because it had been long out of print, and it was very hard to obtain, but I wanted to grab a copy because I was so into it. So I grabbed Superstition off eBay, Amazon, so one of those third-party sellers for like 25 bucks. Watched the movie, loved it to death. Then about 2 years later, I was in an FYE, and there was this dude there that was selling like his collection off because he was moving. Because at the time, I was talking to a lot of the guys that ran our local FYE store, which is now no longer there. So Seth, if you're watching this, boom, you'll never hear me talk about my local FYE again. Unless they happen to reopen, which they probably won't, because they're closed officially now. But anyway, so this dude, I got wind that this dude was selling off his collection. He was moving out of town, and long story short, he had sold off everything he had in little like segments, you know, a couple at a time or whatever. And so this movie was one of the ones in the lot that he had sold back to FYE. $4.99 is what I paid for this. So sometimes, why is that upside down? Because I'm holding it upside down like a dummy. Sorry, guys. So sometimes you get lucky, and stores like FYE, Hollywood Video don't know what they're doing in terms of the value of a film, a DVD that's out of print. A lot of times they do catch wind, and they do know. Like I grabbed a copy of Clown House at an FYE, and it was like 25 bucks. That's a whole other story for a whole other video, though, which I'll save for later because there's a funny end to that story. But anyway, so yes, $4.99 I paid for this, $25 for this edition, $4.99 for this. I had to grab it just because, you know, it was Superstition, and it was just, you know, one of those rare instances where you come across, you know, a gem at a third-party store for dirt cheap. So that's Superstition. I highly recommend you guys check this film out if you can grab it somehow, some way. I know now it's going for a lot more, unfortunately. But I'd be willing to part with one of these releases, I think, because they're the exact same. So I don't know if anybody's interested. It's a really, really fun film. Great special effects too, and if you love your, you know, 80s style, superstitious 1982 haunted house horror movies, I highly recommend it. So that's Superstition. That's the story with that one. Next up, we have another one that theHORRORman showed off in one of his recent videos, and I don't mean to be a copycat, but and actually thanks, dude, because I had no idea of the actual value of this film. I figured I didn't even know it was out of print, so I didn't know it at all. So come to find out, this movie, there are 2 of these currently available on Amazon, the lowest price going for $72.95 plus $4 shipping. So I grabbed this movie probably 2005, 2006, when I was living in Boone, North Carolina. I got it on Amazon. Probably brand new. I can't remember. It's in mint condition. Watched it like twice. I love this film. But yeah, I grabbed it at a time when it was readily available on Amazon, so for dirt cheap, and that was probably, what, 10 some odd years ago, more than that, 12 years now. So yes, really cool. Not much of a story for that one, but yeah, I mean, a lot of these films that I have in my collection that are rare gems, I bought like 10 or so years ago when they were readily available and dirt cheap. So that's the story behind that. Great film, again, Alone in the Dark, excellent. Martin Landau, Jack Palance, Donald Pleasance. You can't go wrong with a cast on that one. And I just love the story behind this film, mental institution, electricity shorts out, and these and the character actors in this film are just perfect for these crazed mental patients that escape from this institution. Just such a great story. It's so dark and it's so creepy. I love this movie very much. Not to be confused with the pile of shit with that other actor in it that I'm drawing a blank on his name now. Doesn't matter. There's another movie of the same title. You guys know what I'm talking about. So next up, guys, we have a Code Red release, Curse of the Blue Lights. I actually got lucky with this one. Bill had re-released this movie, or reposted it on the Code Red website. Whoa, hey Pippi. Jeez, careful, baby. Probably 3-4 years ago now. Now, I haven't seen it since. It was one that he kind of posted, sold out, and then he didn't repost it, so I don't know if he actually only found a couple of copies of these, because he says that a lot, but then they'll magically reappear. You guys know how that is. But anyway, I was really happy to obtain this one because I love this movie. And so far, Code Red, I don't know what the deal is with this one. I don't know if they don't have the rights anymore, or if they do have the rights and they're going to release it. It could be announced tomorrow for all I know, because Code Red has been known to re-release all of their titles on Blu-ray, as many as, you know, a lot of them. So we don't know, I don't know, but I love this movie, and it's really, really a lot of fun. So if you guys haven't seen this, highly recommend it. It's very obscure. I'll read you guys a synopsis. Why the hell not? Kind of do a lot of different things in this video, but it says a group of teenagers drive out of town above an old graveyard on Makeout Hill, where they notice two mysterious blue lights floating around black surroundings. When the kids investigate, they discover demonic creatures living under the ground. Creatures destined to bring an ancient demon god back to life. Shortly after local teens uncover the creature, his still-living legions of subterranean ghouls set to the task of bringing their god back to life, emerging from beneath the town cemetery and turning everyone in sight into puddles of melted corpse. This ambitious cult classic by director John Henry Johnson highlights its filming location of Pueblo, Colorado. So it's great. It's very scenic, very atmospheric. I love the special makeup effects of the demons, the creatures, the demonic forces. It's just a lot of fun. So if you guys can see this one, I highly recommend you pick it up. Let's keep our fingers crossed on a Blu-ray from Code Red for that one, because it's great. And yeah, I don't know. I probably paid like 25 bucks for that, because everything on the Code Red site, DVD, Blu-ray, it's expensive. Obviously, you guys know Code Red is a boutique label that everything really is limited. So you pay a lot regardless. But still, I'm happy to own it. I love it. And last up, guys, we have the Manitou. Another really awesome, obscure, offbeat, weird horror film from 1978 actually. It's an Anchor Bay release. I actually put this in a clear case. I don't know why. Another movie that I purchased from Amazon. Yeah, and I have the interior cover artwork. I probably paid more than I'd like to admit for this one. Probably in the 30s. I want to say I paid $30-something for this one just because it's out of print. Old school Anchor Bay, and it's, you know, it's a good, nice release. Now, I do have another copy of this film, which offhand, I don't know where it is. I have to find it. But it's in shitty condition. So I think what happened was I actually got screwed, and I had ordered a copy from eBay for like 25-30 bucks. It came in and it was in shitty condition, so I was like, fuck. The OCD collector in me was like, I can't settle for this. But I ended up keeping it for whatever reason, and then I ordered another and got my mint condition copy of the Manitou that I was so destined to obtain. So anyway, I love this movie. It's a lot of fun. And I'm not going to read it because I've been well, yeah. If you guys want to pause that, check it out on your own time. There we go. My apologies, it's not really picking up. There we go. So anyway, yeah, it's a great one from 1978, Anchor Bay release. So again, none of these movies, with the exception of Dead Alive, have Blu-ray releases, but we'll see. Who knows? I could see Scream Factory putting out the Manitou. I could see them putting out Superstition. I could see them putting out all these films, really, except for Curse of the Blue Lights. Code Red, I could see putting that out again. But anyway, guys, so let me know in the comment section of this video whether or not you like this idea, this spin-off series that I actually, again, thank you, theHORRORman, for giving me this idea to do this in the first place. But I think it's a really cool idea, and it's a way for me to showcase some of my rarer titles that I got way before I started posting or buying items and doing YouTube videos. So obviously a lot of the stuff in my collection I've had for years now. I've only been doing videos on YouTube for what, 2 years? tops, and very, very infrequently in the beginning. So anyway, yeah, your feedback is greatly appreciated in this case, because it will determine whether or not I keep doing this. So if you like what you see, let me know, and we'll keep going. I've got tons of rare movies to show. So alright, well, keep it at 15 minutes. Thanks guys for watching this video. I'll catch y'all real soon with another update probably. Alright, have a good night. Peace.